Maria back with another video. So, as I was talking about my issue earlier about it's hard to really make plans when you're a targeted individual or you've been gang stalked. And I'm thinking, it is hard because I keep thinking, well, I'm focused on, not having to make a transition from one town to another for my own safety. But then on the other hand, I'm thinking, okay, how long has it taken me to actually state my case in this town, and how long does it take for them to understand that I was right in the first place? Okay, I have to understand that Bakersfield is a community that is known for racism and stuff like that. So there may be nothing that I can do or say to win my case, even though my case is already won. So while I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, how do I start this job search? I mean, I have a list of people I want to call or whatever. And I'm thinking, this could be, you don't know where to look. You don't know what to do, I'm employable. I should be employable. Now, maybe people here in Bakersfield just got together as an internet work, and they're just wanting to keep Bakersfield all white. And if that's the case, then that doesn't leave me any alternative. That's why I'm saying is, like, when it comes to employment, how people have to be fair. Like, for example, Laura Hale may not think that a black person should have a decent paying job. Okay, that might be her personal preference or belief or idea. Not in her town, okay, but maybe somebody needs to make a decent living in another town. That's one of the reasons why blacklisting is illegal. Whether that came from Piggy's family or whatever, I don't know where it came from, but obviously it originated from somewhere. And all of these people have pulled together and got into this mindset. So I have to keep my mind open, but then at the same time, where do I start? I don't want to be put in a trap. I don't want my life to be put in jeopardy. I think a family issue, and it is a family issue. I married Piggy many years ago, and we were just people who drank and kind of, what do you call it, shoot the shit together or whatever, and then we ended up getting married, Obviously, we were both people who drank a lot and bullshit a lot, and obviously, and so you end up getting married and you're hiding things from each other and whatever. To me, it's a I don't know, shrug your shoulders type of issue, but for maybe somebody in his family who upholds white supremacy to the point of where they think just to even imply something like that is such an offense to her race that is worthy of death or something along those lines. I don't know how deep, racism runs. I mean, it can be pretty sick. But whatever the case is, lying about your race is not against the law, okay? Gang stalking, blacklisting, all that is. Okay, so, I have to open my mind to the possibility that I might have to make a trek somewhere. Okay, that's fine. But I don't know where to start, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be dealing with all of this bullshit. And there's nothing to sit here and bullshit about. There's nothing to fucking drag me in and harass me over, because there's nothing, I didn't do anything. So I'm expressing my real legitimate concerns, because, I certainly don't want to be in a community that, no matter what I do, no matter how many tests I take, no matter how many posts I make to dumb bullshit green sheets or whatever, it's never going to be enough. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how great a job I am, how many people I've disproven, how many theories I debunked. It doesn't matter to them, because it is what it is. So I can't, if people have these hardwired Jim Crow dated ideas, then I need to move. And where do I move? Where do I go? And that's what I need people to understand. That's a dilemma on my part, more than anything. That's like the top priority thing that's constantly on my mind. What do I do? You know what I mean? Because I don't think there's a future here in Bakersfield, not for me. Not to be happy fully. I mean, how could it be? Look how long it's taken them to do anything, they immediately showed favoritism towards Polly when Polly, the whole thing makes no sense. It really doesn't. I'm not even going to go there. It makes absolutely no sense. But I will say that I have to say that their reluctancy to actually do anything to rectify the situation has a lot to do with race, I'm assuming. And then they use maybe religion to cover it all up. I don't know, but yeah, see, those are my issues, and they're very real. Why shouldn't they be? Like I said, I had Greg Barton call me all the way into, Palm Springs just to mess with my time, So, I mean, I know I need to get moving. I mean, obviously I can't go into that job every day. It's wearing me down. And I'm the kind of person, I just want to get settled. I don't want to have to sit here and worry about where I'm doing, where I'm going. There is not a true Christian in this state, in this country, in the world, that should be angry about my stance on these people's worldview, okay? I wasn't asked to go to, when these people were constantly asking me about their going to church, they were just people asking me that randomly, not what particular church, but I can tell it was like they were sent by these particular groups of people who are constantly forcing the issue. And with these people, like I said, you've got all these different people that reveals that it's a cult. It's not an actual group of people who believe one particular thing. It's just a bunch of people who are getting together to try to find out if I believe in something weird and outrageous. Well, I don't. I don't believe in anything weird and outrageous, okay? What I spew to you is what I've read, okay? And that's all I can tell you. But anyway, there's nothing anybody can say about me that is disagreeable to them, unless, of course, if it is, then we're talking about subjective things that really don't matter, because I'm not guilty of any bullshit that relates to Piggy and Polly. I wasn't told the entire truth about them either. Okay, I lied about my race. Okay, that's what I did. I lied about my race. I don't know anything about their love affair or, whatever. I don't, okay? And is the town defending Polly because of this love affair? This is what I'm trying to understand. Are they trying to defend it? Because I didn't do anything in it. But is my race blinding them to the fact that I'm innocent in this whole thing? But really, it doesn't matter, because obviously I'm innocent anyway, any way you look at it, okay? You don't even have to look at it under the microscope. Okay, I'm innocent. I'm sitting here, the one without a job, the one who's been completely treated unjustly, and yet there's no urgent need to feel any responsibility to rectify the situation. You don't get people like over there, the equal opportunity place that told me then not to call me, calling me and saying, hey, can I offer you some assistance? Out of the blue. I wouldn't even ask any questions if that was the case. So you don't see any real active participation to rectify the situation. What you do see is the same bullshit. So, is this town going to continue to be this way, and should I even take my chances? Well, if I do have to take my chances, I feel as though there should be somebody being responsible to make sure that my pathway is somewhat clear. I don't want to have to go all the way to Los Angeles for a job interview to find out, oh, you know what, I'm in somebody wanting me to take a test, and I do good on the test, and guess what, it's just not good enough, and there's nobody calling Maria, and Maria's wasting her time. I don't deserve that, okay? So like I said, all of my so-called friends are absorbed up into this weird program, this bizarre program that I don't fully understand. So I don't have any outside contacts. So everything I have to do is, direct one-on-one with an employer or whatever. So, and I've always operated that way. I've never had, like, networks. I never belonged to, like, an official network, okay? I just used to read, information about, the best way, the most professional way of getting a job. And so I would, I'd learn that information, and then I would apply it. What's the best way? How do you follow up? How do you do these things? And then I learned, okay, this is the best, most professional, most effective way of doing it. That's the way I did it. And I did understand those professional networks did form and stuff like that, but I never relied on them. And if I did, they would probably be based on real foundations, on people's skills. Like, for example, this person is like a notary, and they do this. And so I remember this person. So if I know somebody needs that person, I'm going to pull them from my memory bank. That's the kind of networking I know about, but I never actually participated in. Some of this networking is